To play the risk-taking game, you need the following: a container of some sort, a roll of marking tape, a marking pen, several paper balls 3 will be using at the time. Preparation for the risk-taking game include: place the container on the floor. Then take 2 steps away from the container, use the marking tape to mark and 15 intervals above the length of a shoe from the container each interval. After that, number it on the marking tape by using the marking pen. The interval line closest to the container is marked number 1 and the further interval line to the container is marked 15. Learner must stand with the partners. Each team can name themselves according to animal found in Malaysia, for example the cat, dog and more. If he or she manage to throw the ball into the basket, they have to make the sound of the animal they chosen. While the group members choosing the name of the animals, the leader has prepared a score place to record the scores by using a papers. The name of groups is cat, dogs, lizard. As part of a practice run, allow each learner 3 opportunities to throw the paper balls into the container to develop a feel for the game. A pointer learner is referred to ensure that contestants do not overstep an interval line while throwing. A pointer learner is scorekeeper to write the score of each contestant. The risk-taking game is played as follows: each member of a particular team 3 opportunity to take position behind an interval line and then try to throw a paper ball successfully into the container each. Contestant decide for him or herself the distance or interval line from where he or she want to attempt a throw. Contestant may vary the distance or interval line from where they throw. For example, a contestant may start off close to the contestant and then move a further way after a successful throw. He or she must make a sound of the animal they chosen after the successful throw. Same position, this decision is entirely up to the individual contestant. Score method for this risk-taking game is: a successful throw from an interval line closer to the container obtain a low score. A successful throw from an interval line further away from the container receive a higher score. An unsuccessful throw receive a score of 0. The score of a successful throw corresponds with the interval line number from where the consistent throw. For example, a successful throw from interval 3 is bin 3. A successful throw from interval line 9, they will get 9. Those successfully throw incorporating higher risk taking because they must cover a longer distance to the container, are rewarded with higher score. The individual game score of all team members are recorded on the whiteboard. It could be like this. Do you like the game?
To me, I really like this game because this risk game often involve a little thrill and excitement. Some individuals enjoy the thrills and the excitement that comes along while facing the challenges. It will be more exciting for them to win after the challenging games had happened. The other reason on why do I like this risk game is because it helps with the personal growth of my own. Some individual doesn't like to be out of their comfort zone and engaging in this kind of risky game, but this kind of game really helps some individual to manage their fears, and also improving their problem solving skills. By this experience, it also can help at contribute to personal growth and the character development. And last but not least, my point is it is, as a student, it is really exhausting to have the same routine and repeating them over and over again. By playing this risk game, it's really helped us student to reduce stress and have fun a little bit. Other than that, it can be a form of recreation and a way to break free from the boring routine once in a while.
Which part of the game make it feel risky?
So which part of the game that make it feel risky? While throwing the ball into the basket. This is because the condition of the game are that the group need to choose a long distance that is set between 1 to 15. Players have to throw the ball 3 times into the basket. After that, the calculation of each throw will be scored between the distance chosen by the participants. If the throw does not go into the basket, the player has to make the sound of the animal chosen by player himself. This is give a player a challenge where they have to aim the ball into the basket.
What do you think are the main risks or challenges related to using this strategy?
What do you think are the main risks or challenge related to using this strategy? Main risks include financial loss, market instability, operation challenge, regulation change, reputation damage, technology handle, environment impact, and geopolitical instability. The main difference is that a risk is something that may cause in the future, whilst a challenge is an event that has already occurred. The primary difference is that a challenge is an event that has already happened, whereas a danger is something that may happen in the future.
What do you think will happen if you decide to start with long distance instead of short distance?
What do I think would happen if we decided to start with long distance instead of short distance? For me, if the player decided to start the game with long distance first, the game will be more difficult. This is because it will be difficult for players to determine the correct distance so that the ball can enter the basket. If the players start with a short distance first, the players can estimate how far they can go so that the ball can continue to go into the basket. The target of this game is to get as many points as possible. To get a lot of points, the player has to throw the ball from a right distance and the ball has to go into the basket. Therefore, the player must try to throw the ball from a closer distance first so that the player can estimate his ability to throw the ball so that the ball can go into the basket.
How would that impact your goals?
In my opinion, the goals may need to be adjusted and refined after starting from a great distance. People might learn about new features or chances in the game as you play that were not immediately obvious. As a result, they may need to modify their objectives to take into account their own growing knowledge and skills. Gaining insight from starting with a lengthy distance can cause ambitions to change or become more ambitious. Other than that, setting out with a big distance can help them develop your perseverance and resilience. We can improve your ability to overcome problem both mentally and physically by pushing yourself to complete a longer distance. It can impart a spirit of tenacity and resolve that can be useful in other facets of life in addition to the game.
What are the most important factors you take into account while considering your options?
What are the most important factors you take into account while considering your opinions? For my opinion, the factor is number 1, self-discipline. Practicing self-discipline is essential for individual play to maintain focus, follow game rules, and make progress toward your goals. Setting boundaries and sticking to them can help prevent distraction and optimize your gaming experience. Number 2 is problem solving. Develop strong problem solving skill is benefit for play, as you may encounter challenge or obstacles that require creative solution. Being able to think creatively and adapt your strategy can lead your overcoming difficult scenario. Number 3 is skill development. Play games allow you to focus on improving your skill and master at the game at your own pace. Practicing regularly and seeking opportunities for growth can enhance your gameplay abilities and enjoyment. That just some factors can I give you.
How well suited are we to adapting to changing circumstances?
Some of people can't adapt to a changing circumstances as fast as other people. One of the ways that require players to take a risk is the strategy. Why strategy? This is because it suggests the players to constantly evaluate the changing circumstances on the board and adjust their strategies accordingly. Other than that, positive and negative risks as the players play this risk game must be open. The player must be open with the result issued after playing the risk game. Whether the results are positive or negative, this indicates that players need to adapt to their plans and responses to different types of risks, even when they are advantageous. Thank you.
What more information or analysis of required for use to be comfortable with our decisions?
What more information or analysis is required for us to be comfortable with our decision? All the information or analysis that we need to be comfortable with our decision is by keeping an eye to other players, such as avoiding the same mistake that earlier player do. Moreover, by being relaxed and calm may help to strengthen our focus and concentration. Then, by being patient is the key in group play. So, not urging other players and let them learn in their own pace is important to make this mistake. Next, offer encouragement and support to fellow members can boost their morale and motivation. Not to mention, recognizing and celebrating achievements, no matter how small it is, can inspire others to do their best in their activity.
Thank you. Bye-bye.